Alright, this is a CVT lesson for Rob. And you were right, Rob. I hadn't heard of him. I know they toured with Alice Cooper, because I think you told me that. But, Heavy Metal Kids. And the song is called The Turk. You want to tune standard. I kind of made a little mistake. I forgot you said 2 minutes, so I tabbed the whole song. So I'm going to go a little bit past the 2-minute marker in this video. You wanted both guitar parts, so page 1 and 2 is guitar 1. And then when we get to page 3, that's going to be all guitar 2, which is primarily solo stuff. So, good stuff, man. I mean, I could totally see him touring with Alice Cooper in 1975, no doubt about it. Okay, so the first section, it goes 4 times, and this goes up to 13 seconds in the song. It's last time. So let's break that down. You're starting with the pick scrape. They obviously have a couple guitar players. This is the first guitar, like I said earlier. So we're pick scrape. We're going to tilt the pick back, and you got the grooves in the string, so you want to dig it into that. That's all there is to it. If that's too weird to throw in, you're having trouble, just eliminate the pick scrape and go into this. Open A, 2D. This is our A5 power chord. Hit those 2 strings together, and I'll keep this first finger at an angle. In case you overshoot by a string, you'll be muting. So, gotta rest. So, and then open A, and then 5th fret D and G. Bar that with your first finger. Now I want to point something out, Rob. When you do this, we're barring 5 on the D and G, but when you bar it, mute underneath the A string, because remember that was open. You don't want that ringing with it. You can, it won't sound bad, but they're not doing that. And then do a rest there and repeat it, but go to the 7th fret D and G. Remember, I'm barring and I'm muting the A string. That's it for section 1. Oops. Okay, then section 2 is 4 times as well. This is 14 seconds to 25 seconds. Did a little adjustment on the tab after I sent it, and I'll explain that in a second, but here's what the part sounds like. And the adjustment I made was, you're going to go open A, barred 5th fret D and G, just like before. But there's a quick rest. In other words, a silencing of the notes. So, and I'm doing 2 methods of muting. I'm just karate chopping it here, which that's really all you got to do. But I'm also relieving pressure and dropping these. You don't have to do that. It's just a habit I have. So, but it's quick, Then we're going to go and do the same thing, but up to fret 7 on the D and G, but let it ring this time. So, and then repeat that. And then you'll see a 17 that I added out on the end of the tabs. That's an approximation, because it's not a key thing, it's just a thing that all us guitar players do. It's a slide in. And that's about where he's at, is fret 17 on the low E. And just, slide that down until you get around fret 6. So you can start the riff over again. You don't want to pass it and then have to come back. So another thing I wanted to point out is you can use your 1st and 3rd as long as you're barring, or you can use the 1st for all of it. Oops. Okay. So like the beginning of section 1 had the pick scrape being consistent. That was inconsistent, and then this had the slide at the end, which was consistent each time through. Because remember, section 1 4 times, section 2 4 times. Section 3 comes in. This is 4 times as well, This will take us from 26 seconds to 38 seconds. And really cool part right here. It goes. And then I think we're supposed to have double dots somewhere. Hold on here. Oh no, we don't. So that's going to be section 3. Starting with the pick hammer. First finger 5A, pick, hammer on with the 3rd finger to the 7th fret, and then pick twice. So you have, that in itself is a good subgroup. And then go 5D, you'll see an arrow with a 1/4 fraction. That just means it's a slight bend. It's used in blues a lot. You can't even gauge it, because that's a half step. It's in between a half step, which would be a quarter step. So we have, and then 7, 7, 5 on the A, and make sure to use these fingers. So short rest, and then 7A again, short rest. So, and then to finish the riff, pick the 7A again. First finger 5D, 3rd finger 7D twice. And then bend, release, half step. So bend, release. You could go up as well. But make sure the bend is that note. Keep a couple fingers back behind it to support the bend. It makes it feel more solid and everything. And it'll affect your sound. When you're more comfortable, that comes out in your playing. So here's that part again, and like I said, it's 4 times. Fourth time, no star. Basically, you take the bend out of it. And then you'll see a 7. Pull off to an open, and it happens quick. It's just a filler. So the 4th time with the no star is this. That leads us in to section 4, and once you know it, it's 4 times again. 39 seconds to 50 seconds, and this sounds like this. So it's an E major and a D major back and forth. We're starting with the open E. Then we're going to go first finger 7A, 3rd finger bar, the 9th fret on the D, G, and the B. The high E is muted. The low E is muted with the tip of my first finger. So it's, if you get used to that, Rob, you're going to be good, because it's the same thing, but move this back a whole step flat to a D. 5A, 7, 7, 7, D, G, and B. Repeat that concept. Do it again. Again. That whole thing goes 4 times. Now you can hear how the low E, or I'm hoping you can, I'm not letting it ring. I'm not going. Still sounds good, but keep the separation from open note to chord. That's where the tip of this first finger is going to mute the low E. If that's too tough, just you can leave it ringing with it for now, but make that the goal. Section 5, 51 seconds to 58 seconds. This part was really cool. It goes, and it's using scale notes, so we're breaking out of the chords here. So let's do that. Use the same fingering. 5-3 on the A string, 3rd and 1st finger, or pinky. 5E, 3A. So let's break this down for a second. That could be a subgroup, the first 4 notes. Down pick, all of that. And then we're going to do this chromatic run, moving back in half steps. 5, 4, 3. And let's play it up to there. And then we're going to skip the 2nd fret, go to fret 1. And we got to bend this a whole step and release it in vibrato. And it's kind of hard to bend that a whole step. We have the nut right here that's going to bring resistance to the bend. The further away you get from this, bending becomes easier. But we have to bend an F to a G. That's probably the hardest part. Well, I don't know. I'll hear you on Monday. We'll see where you're at. So, and then after that, after the vibrato, you have a rest. You're going to hit the 1 again. And then go 1, 2, 3 vibrato with finger 1, 2, 3 on the low E string. Remember, vibrato is something that people have to work towards, but it comes from the wrist for most people. I use my thumb as an anchor. Okay, then we have some repeats. Section 2, Section 3, with the pull off there, and then we go to page 2, Section 4, Section 5, Section 2. And then Section 6, we're at the 2-minute and 3-second mark, and this goes up to 2:17. You didn't want this part, but let me just go over that real quick. 3A, 5 barred on the D, G, and B. Barring, I think, is the best way. I mean, if you need to cram an extra finger, go for it. But just strum it 4 times. Make sure the E and the E are muted. That's a C chord. Move that a whole step up to 5, 7, 7, 7. Then we have, and that's F to G. So 1, 3 on the low E, and then you're going G to B flat. 3E to 1A. But that X on the line means to karate chop, rest. And then that's just a line with no X, means it's ringing. And basically you repeat that, but change the B flat to a B. Then do it again, change the B to a C. And then section 7 comes in with the, I'm going to give you a little bit of this too. 1, 3, EA, it's a power chord, slide to 3, 5. And then stop the note. And then strum that again and move to 5, 7, which is an A power chord. So it's, and that goes 3 times. And then it finishes the section with, and then back to the F to an A, which is a little tougher, right? That's it for guitar 1. I went past where you wanted me to. So section 3, we're gonna, or page 3. We're gonna be doing page 3, 4, and 5. It's 8 pages of tabs, but like I said, I'm gonna take you up past the 2-minute marker a little bit. So second guitar. This is at 9 seconds into the song. It's kind of Hendrix style thing of. We're gonna pick the open G. Hammer to 2, pull off to open. Don't pick anymore, just keep hammering and pulling. You gotta hammer hard, let it roll off the tip of your finger, like flick it down to get volume. I keep the thumb up here personally. Alright, that's that part. You don't have to count every 0, 2, 0, 2. Try to just get the feel of it naturally. Alright. Then at 16 seconds, we go up to fret 22, way up here. We're going to bend a whole step. Make sure you're backing it with a couple fingers. I'm using my 3rd, backing it with middle and 1st. That's probably how he's doing it too. Stop the note, come back, go bend, stop the note, pick, bend, pick, bend, pick, bend, release, bend. Up to time, it's then we have this 10A, or no, 10 on the E, and you're going to bend release, use your 3rd finger for that, back it with a couple. Bend release, so it's a whole step, bending a D to an E. Pick the 8E, and then use that 1st finger and go up to 8B, bend it a whole step. You may want to use 2 fingers though. More strength to get that whole step. Even though your tabs, what did I put? What finger did I put for that? I didn't, so I left it to you. I would use 2 fingers. Then at 28 seconds, so it intermittently comes in and out, right? 12E, 15B, first, third finger. Put the middle behind the third on the B string to help. It's called a unison bend. We're bending a D and an E. We're going to bend the D note to up to an E. That's why it's called a unison bend. And it goes. And it's 4 times. So you're going to hit them both, but bend just the B. Stop it, bring it again, and then pick the 12E. So, and that's 4 times. 40 seconds to 46 seconds, we're up to fret 15 on the high E, third finger, bend, release. And you're going to, so bend, release, a whole step, a G to an A to a G. 12E twice, vibrato, slide. Just slide several steps down and then stick your hand over the strings. Then we have 17th fret on the high E, third finger. You're going to bend a whole step 4 times. And then go blues stuff, pentatonic. 17, 15 E, 17B twice, vibrato. 47 seconds to 51, we got 14G, third finger, 12, and back that with your middle. And then we need first finger 12B. When you set that down, Rob, set it up higher to where that G drops onto the tip of this finger so you don't run into this. That happens a lot. 15B twice. Probably use pinky there. 14G bend again, stop, 12G, vibrato, slide. So it's kind of a very Hendrix style riff. Slower. G again, we're going to bend it with the third finger, back it with the middle and index, and then pinky 15B. So we have, do it twice, and then bend the 14G, and then stop. Then, this is pretty cool, it's a pre-bend release. Go to fret 3 on the G, I'd use third finger, back it with a couple, bend it a whole step. So that's our target note. Pick, release, and then middle finger 3D. Sounds like this. And that's it for page 3. Let's go to page 4. Then we're back to this. It's on a different string this time. Open G, hammer to 3, pull. So it's a sequence of hammer pulls. And then we have a unison bend, 12E, 15B. We did that earlier. And then 22 high E. Back. Anytime you're bending like this, 99% of the time you want fingers behind it. We're going to bend, pick, and then 20E. So we have, and then 22B. Yep. Make sure that 20E is upstroke. 15E bend release. 12B half step bend, which I thought was cool for 2 notes, man. I really like that. You don't need a finger behind that. It's only a half step, and it makes it more work. If it was a whole step, we'd find a way to back it. All right, we better stop there and go to part 2.